So I really pushed myself, like, what would it take to really have money? And I set kind of something that would be unbelievable to create and generate. And I did a week before the CF training. I created it. And that was the biggest change for me because it really got me going, right? I really had this demand to go, to have, to create, and to also look at all the crazy stuff around money I bought and had. And there was a lot, I have to say. So
It's
it
so
really changed my whole life. It
it's
did.
so funny. It's so funny when you're saying this. One of the principles of Right Riches for you is having the freedom of choice without having to have the money. And so you already are in the energy of Right Riches for you in regard to, I will have this choice. I am free to choose this. And then choice creates. Wow.
Yes. So it really got me going. And I have to say that becoming a Right Riches CF was a process, right? So 1 year ago, we did all those classes. And it was an intense process because those 3 trainers are potent creators. Yeah, they are. It wasn't always comfortable, but it was an honor to be in those classes with them because
Oh,
all 3 of them are so different and so potent and so magical. And it was such a big contribution to be with them and to learn from them. And I really use the word learn because I learned how they function with money and how they are with money and what questions they do ask. And it was a big inspiration for me, for sure, to be in that training. So it was not just becoming a Right Riches CF training. For me, it was a financial education learning I never got before, right? So
I just wanted to chime in. If you don't know who she's talking about, if you're watching
yes,
this, it's Shannon O'Hara, Simone Milasas, and David Cubis. And I would totally agree with you. It's like there's the inspiration and the magic and the generation of money combined with the education that I never really sought out for myself. Do you know what I mean? And then they have that. I've listened to them for years, and sometimes I'm like, la la la, don't want to hear about taxes, you know. But every time it's there for you when you're ready. Like you said, it's awesome. So
yes.
so you guys know that's who's doing the training, and those are part of the classes that you have to go to.
well, Constanza, would you like to share with us your favorite Right Riches for you? Because I would love to know what they are. I'm like, tell me, give me the goods.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure if that's
what do you use in your day to day? Like things that you
Yeah.
just naturally.
I'm not sure if that's something that like people like to hear, but for me, it was choosing the uncomfortable.
Mm.
That was it, I have to say. That was it because it is like those moments. Shannon said this once about dealing with money. Like those moments can feel like someone peels your skin off and you like to run away. And right? So those were the moments I trained myself to go there. So
Mm.
that was the biggest growth for me to go there and not stop. Because if you have like we have a business in Switzerland and Italy, we live here now, so the tax situation got, for instance, quite a bit complicated, and those were moments where I really would love to run away and not deal with it. But that was something I had the biggest growth for sure. So choosing the uncomfortable. Sorry, guys.
There you go. When
I
you're
think
willing
though,
to choose.
I think though in that like what I have found is because I like in that area I would way rather run the other way. I didn't get into like the taxes and interest rates and like all that stuff just like literally is painful, like you said, like peeling the skin off. And I've had a few things recently where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna actually like get present with it. And once you get past the skin peeling off layer, you realize what I'm finding is I know something that nobody else knows about. I don't even know how to put it into words, but that's where the money shows up in the weirdest way. Like if I'm willing to like get through that weird fucking shit, then there's some capacity through it all that shows up. So I think that's so fucking cool and that you acknowledge that because I tend to not want to keep going through those moments, but now because you said it, I will.
And like because you said it too, I would say the thing I used probably the most was awareness,
Yeah.
like full on, because that's where I kind of came from. I used to facilitate X-Men classes for like 2 years nonstop. So that was kind of a thing that was a lot of fun for me. And to really use awareness, because as I said, in this reality, I didn't really learn a lot about money. I didn't study something, but like your awareness, what do I know about this? What do I know? Well, if I choose this, that basically was the biggest magic. Like,
Yeah.
like you know something no one else does. You follow what's light, you follow your knowing, and people say you're crazy, but like 2, 3 years afterwards, they're like, oh wow, that was brilliant.
Right.
And that happened quite often, actually.
Yeah. That's so cool. And that's, I think, where, you know, there's a lot of facilitators who have heard of Right Riches. Hopefully all of you guys have read the Right Riches for You book. If you haven't, you are crazy. But I think that's part of Right Riches for You, that people don't, it's not all about money, and it is about money, and it's about you tapping into like your capacities. There's a part in I think it's the Right Riches for You book where Gary's like, if you're like, you'll never have an ease with money if you don't actually find out what you are great at, what you are uniquely great at. And nobody else may understand it, but once you find out what you are great at, like your financial reality can just take off. And I love that I don't know, the energy that you're presenting is awesome. So like I said, I'm in the middle of an SOP class that's melting my brain and face. So I wonder, if you're listening to this, what capacities you have with money that you haven't ever tapped into, and with creation.
And like, because can I